Dr. McBride is a very successful chiropractic physician. He specializes in internal health as well as neurology, a man of the highest integrity. Works with patients that have real challenges, that have not been able to have results with traditional treatments. Dr. McBride has embraced ASEA, and I will turn it over to you, Dr. McBride.
Thank you for that introduction. I've been in practice now since 1984. I am a chiropractor. That's my training by trade, so to speak. But after so many years of practicing and helping patients, let's say, with spinal injuries and misalignments of the spine and so-called pinched nerves, I was trying to figure out what do we need to do to actually help patients to stabilize so they don't need long-term care under my care so that they could actually get well and they could actually get back in the game of life. And so that led me off into like, okay, what do we need to do to stabilize the spine? You take a look at that. We have ligaments, we have muscles, we have tendons. So then I really started to investigate the whole field of biochemistry and how we stabilize the structures that will in fact stabilize our bony structures of our body. And so I've been doing that since probably the late 80s. And then as I continued on to research, the idea came to me as like, okay, what do we really need to do to not only help patients with their symptoms, but what do we need to do to actually help them get well so they can stay well? How can I educate them so they basically can start taking care of themselves? Because in my viewpoint, the body is the great physician. And one of my professors once said, he said, you know, we physicians aren't as smart as we think we are. So it's kind of like do certain things, keep your hands off, let the body do the healing. So that's pretty much what I've done, pretty much across the board. I mean, you name the symptom, patients have come to me for that. And we're not treating symptoms. Really what we're trying to do is basically enhance the body's biochemistry so the patient can actually, in fact, heal the way the body was supposed to heal. Before everybody got, let's say, so riddled with all the varying symptoms and all the toxicities and on and on and on, that's plaguing a majority of people today. As patients were not only getting older, but I could see that even the younger population was getting sicker and sicker compared to when I started practice in the early 80s. For the last few years, the big thrust of my practice is enzyme therapy. And I educate the patients on the fact that they have a deficiency of their enzymes, and they have that because a major enzyme factory is our pancreas, and we make some enzymes in our mouth, and of course we have to have good function of the liver and gallbladder, so we have, let's say, the so-called good enzymes and digestive juices all mixed in together. Patients have done real well as we've supported them and the body is doing all the healing. Can't we do something to get the body healthy enough that it can start making these things like when we were younger? And that's what I used to say to the patients. I said, I'm researching that, and I've been looking for the last couple years. What do we need to do so we can enhance cellular health so that the cells can actually do what they were designed to do? What do we need to do so we can enhance the baseline cellular health and help the body start doing what it was supposed to do, what it did so beautifully when we were younger? So then I get a call from Patty, and I knew Patty from years ago, and she called me up and started explaining ASEA. I got real quiet. I was just listening to her because basically she was giving me an answer that I've been searching for a few years. I said, wow, this is incredible. If this holds true, I said, this is what everybody really needs. It's like, okay, yeah, we want healthy organs, but the only way we get healthy organs is healthy cells. So we have healthy cells, healthy organs, then we have healthy systems, then we have a healthy body. It just kind of rolls right up from the baseline of the cellular health. So I said, Patty, this sounds really, really phenomenal. So, of course, I did my reading, did my studying, and I'm getting these goosebumps all over my body, and I started tearing up because I could see, hey, this is a major answer that everybody is missing because this is so baseline, so fundamental. Everybody's looking way above trying to figure out, okay, what's the most exotic, what's the latest research showing here, there, and everywhere all across the planet. And here it was, as far as baseline, this is what we need to do to increase cellular health. This is what we need to introduce cellular intra-communication and cellular intercommunication between the cells and inside the cells. And I saw this and I could see, okay, this is the answer I've been telling my patients I've been looking for. I have found that this is just really incredible. See, it fits in just like when you put your hand in a glove. It's just so incredible. Now bring it into the practice, start using it. And it's like no mystery, no surprise to me when you really think about it. Well, their cells are getting healthier. The communication's getting better. Everything's getting stronger. They're responding more rapidly. And when you take a look at this baseline, it's like, what can't ASEA help? People ask me, they say, well, Dr. Rich, what about this symptom? What about this symptom? And they just start rambling on with all these symptoms. And I sort of have to reel them back in and say, well, hold on a minute. I said the symptoms are pretty much the effect of something gone wrong earlier on in your body's biochemistry. Your symptoms, and this is what we teach in our profession, symptoms usually are the last thing that occur as the body's tending to break down in whatever fashion. So what's everybody doing? The majority of people, they're just trying to do a symptom chaser, some kind of a Band-Aid to cover up the symptom and think that they're fixed. And they have to realize, since the symptom is the last thing that occurred, when they start getting well, it's usually the first thing that goes away, but the cellular healing has to continue on. And I've explained that to our patients. I said, look, you have to give your body 90-day cycles. Give it 90 days and another 90 days and another 90 days and let it continue to rebuild and restore and regenerate and get healthier over time. I said, that's what we're really looking for. Really revolved around education, education, education. And that's really what I do day to day in practice. When the patients come in, I'm concerned with their symptom because we want to get them symptom-free as fast as possible. But see, that's not their health problem. It's just their symptom of some dysfunction going on. And here's where this has really been so valuable, this product. Most patients, when they come in to see me, since I'm not the mainstream doctor, a lot of them, I've already been like the 15th doctor in a row, and they come in, they have no hope. They're totally in apathy. They're really, really down as far as they don't believe that there's any answer. They feel like the healthcare system has failed them, and they said, Doc, I don't know what to do. And I say, you're pretty much fed up with us physicians and docs, aren't you? They said, well, we sure are. We haven't gotten any answers. And then they start get a little glimmer in their eye, and they go, oh, wow, I get what you're saying. We're just not concerned with the symptom, even though that's important. Their compliance is higher and is continuing to take the product because they understand that they're just not chasing their symptoms anymore. And that really communicates. And they say, gosh, that's pretty simple, huh? I said, yeah. I said, that's really the way we heal. I said, we're supposed to really just, have our foods be our medicine, have our medicine be our foods. I said, we should be able to eat, body assimilates, and we stay well. And they go, wow, that's almost too simple. And I said, yeah, well, that's what I've distilled all this down to. And then, boom, here's this product, ASEA. We're talking baseline simplicity. Take a look inside our cells. Bags of salt water all through our bodies, all these cells. And now we have this stabilized in the bottle. And then all of a sudden, it's like instantly we have this communication network. All of a sudden is fully alerted, ready to go to work. Everything starts going on. This is what I counsel my patients on. I say, look, you came in for this symptom. I said, now it might be in your body's priority on how it heals. That may not be the first symptom that your body resolves because your body will work in its own hierarchy. It'll handle what it wants to handle in its own time, not based on what we want it to handle. So you have to give it enough time to handle so you can actually get well, and then your cells are healthy, your organs are healthy, now your body's healthy. Now you're back in the game and you can stay well long term. The body's going to decide what it wants to do. That's pretty much the bottom line, the way that, just the way that we heal. Patients ask me, are you sure it's going to do this? Are you sure it's going to do that? There's no for sure in anything here. And no, I'm not. None of us are with any recommendations, with any physician. It's like when you're actually feeding the body, and that's what we're truly doing, we're feeding a deficiency, then the body will actually do its balancing act. And, whatever that is, it usually is in the line of healing. That's the way we were designed. See, that's what I'm about, so we can actually make a difference for these patients and the people we're introducing to ASEA. They can do well long term. This is a major, major, major answer as far as what's going on healthcare-wise. And call my doctor buddies, it's kind of like you try to get them to take a look when they already think they have answers, but they have so many patients that they don't have any answers for. ASEA fills such an incredible void that we can actually share each day with the people we come in contact with. So we have this incredible gift. So it's not like anything other than here it is, and you'll just be glad that it's so available. And it's kind of like, who shouldn't we talk to about this? People really do need a hand. They're looking for answers from all of us, different physicians, and I'm telling you, there's not a whole lot of answers out there that really have the kind of impact that this can, and that's because this is so baseline, going back We rebuild your cells, get that communication better. We got healthy cells, healthy organs, healthy systems, healthy body. It's incredible what they did for us. It's just incredible. I'm just really glad that it's really available and it didn't go in the wrong direction. The way I see this, the way I see it totally is different than anything else. Even in anything else I've already been using in practice, I look at it as an undercut to everything else that I'm recommending to patients because, again, it's increasing the cellular communication, your antioxidant activators, your immune system communicators. And this is what I tell my patients. I mean, they're trying these exotic formulas from all different parts of the world to basically stimulate the system to kind of counter an effect or counter a symptom. So they're trying to kind of rev up the body or slow it down in one fashion or another. We're not doing that. We're increasing the cellular health and saying, okay, body, you have more wisdom than any of us physicians. You figure it out and you do the healing. And that's why it works so well, because we can keep our hands off, let the body do what it was designed to do. SIA is totally different because there's nothing out there that's mimicking cellular health. Everybody else is trying to stimulate it or kind of depress some kind of function. What we're trying to do, and very effectively, we're enhancing the cellular communication, and the body will enhance and it will decrease different functions that it needs to stay in balance. That's the whole key, is getting the body back to a balance. Of course, before I took ASEA, based on all my research and everything I'm doing in practice, I was doing really well. So I didn't notice like huge dramatic changes as far as in my body's biochemistry. But what I did notice, and this is really what got my attention, it was like one of those, whoa, take a look at this. Normally, I run and I bike throughout the summer pretty regularly. So I've always been exercising ever since high school and college, track and things like that. So I'm taking the product 2 or 3 weeks, just had a little time. I'm going to go out and do my run. And I hadn't really run in several months. So I went out and I just did an easy mile. And normally what you tend to expect, I even had this when I was in high school and college. As soon as you start your training, the next day you're tight, you're stiff, you're achy, then you go out and train again and run again, and then it just makes it worse. I ran on a Sunday. I woke up Monday morning. There was nothing there. I had no effects of the run before. There was no tightness, no symptoms, nothing. I said, wow, that's pretty incredible. So a couple of days passed. I went out and I did another run. Same thing happened the following day. So the recovery on how fast the body turns around is just incredible. This super oxygenates the system. So if you take a look at that, we're getting all this oxygen into all the cells that I damage when I'm running. Anytime we're exercising, of course, you're causing stress in the system. And just the recovery, the repair, everything was so incredibly rapid. I never felt, it still is amazing to me. I never felt a thing from the run. So it's like, what won't we notice? And basically, I guess that's the thing, because so many things are so subtle, they haven't become symptomatic, but I can't think of anything that this is not going to help us do better with. In my practice, I don't see that there's anyone that couldn't benefit by it, because everybody coming in, I mean, not to be funny, I mean, they're all a bunch of cells put together to make organs, to make their bodies. And so now when I'm introducing SIA with our patients, I basically just say, okay, this is what we're doing. I want you to take this product because of what the research has shown. We want to increase the cellular health, how that will increase the organs and then increase the health of their body. So I explain it in that fashion. I get them to understand we're not specifically speaking symptoms. It's really not a conflict of interest, because you're basically going to have a healthier patient to work with. So if the physicians can get that viewpoint, it's like, okay, patients are going to consume this product. Now their cellular health is going to be healthier. So no matter what recommendations they make, they should all work better, whether it's a rehab or any type of, let's say, oral things that is prescribed to actually help them respond faster. So that's how I look at it. Basically, you're going to be working with a healthier patient. So everything that you're going to be doing should hopefully work much more efficiently, much more effectively. What we're trying to do is increase cellular health, and then the body, since it's the great physician, it'll start healing and doing what it was designed to do. And based on what Dr. Samuelson has said, there are no toxic effects to the product. So it's basically like, okay, who couldn't we help with this? So you start thinking, you go, wow. That's why this is such an incredible gift. This is like a miracle in a bottle for people. You can just get them to understand what we have. And I think some of the difficulty comes about because so many things people have tried before that haven't worked because they're all addressing some kind of a stimulatory or depressant activity. And what we're trying to do is just enhance the cellular health and let the body decide what it needs to enhance it, what it needs to slow down. In essence, it'll balance the system so it can heal. I know the physicians. I mean, that's why a majority of us went to school to do the work we do, to help people and basically lift them up so they can actually get back and be productive and do well not only in their families but in life. I mean, if you really take a look at the end product, we're really giving them back their life. I mean, that is priceless. Patients come in to see me and they have no hope and they think there is no other answer and they're talking things other than living. When you can show them that there is a way and, hey, this is what can occur, you see that glimmer in their eye and the tears turn away to starting to get a little bit of a smile and get their life back, and then they can start taking care of their families and all. I mean, that's priceless. I mean, wow.